So what I'm going to do now is drop down into this valley, which looks quite a bit easier, except for the top part. There's going to be a really steep gully, and it's kind of why I didn't take that route in the first place. But and it's also going to add, you know, like maybe 1.5 miles of distance. So this route would have been more direct, the one I was going to do last night, but we're on plan B now, so we're going to give this one a shot. And there's a look back up at the rock wall that I tried to climb last night, you know, right at the nose there. Anyways, I'm down in the wash now, and of course it's pretty thick. Kind of one of the reasons why I've been generally trying to avoid these washes and take a higher route is because of this crap. And so yesterday I was walking along, ran into one of these guys literally with my knee. I'm pretty sure I hit the bone right in my kneecap with this. That's a really cool looking canyon there. Steep, narrow. That's not the one I'm shooting for. It's the next one over, which, you know, from here doesn't look as bad. And the route's becoming a little bit more challenging now. The canyon is narrowing, and the spot ahead is the spot on the map that you know, looked the steepest and the most challenging. So I'm at that point. It looks really, really thick. And some pretty cool rocks in this wash. Almost looks like water up there dripping off those rocks. Must be why there's all these burrow tracks and scat leading this way. This one's not marked on the map. This is pretty decent water, actually. Wow, and even more surprising, there's a rope in place here. You don't really need a rope here, but it just means that somebody was here. And that just boggles my mind. I've seen no cairns, no footprints, no garbage, no signs of anything. And it's also surprising because I think people typically climb Mount Nutt from the other side, from Cottonwood Canyon. It's really surprising to see anybody come at it from here. I mean, got a rope, I guess I'll use it. It's really not needed, but sure. All right, I've reached another pour off. This one's got a nice, good climbable angle to it, you know. And there was actually a rope in place here. It's all kind of tangled up and just sitting here. So I unraveled it, threw it down there for the next guy. And another set of pour-offs here, one to the right, one to the left. A little bit of water dripping down there to the left. I see a rope here on the right. It's probably the way I'm gonna go. This is just such an easy climb. Do not need ropes for this. And for the moment, there's a nice game trail to follow. My pace has been pretty slow for the last day. This feels pretty good. I almost feel like I'm running. And now my route is basically to follow this hillside about here, skirt my way around this stuff, make my way up here, up and over this hill. This Chalcedony's basically just everywhere now. literally everywhere you step, you just see the whole ground speckled in white. And that is Mount Nutt. And now my route has me going up to, up the hill a little bit here, and then kind of contouring around until I hit the ridgeline. I think at this point, I'm gonna skip Mount Nutt. It's not even a high point of the range here. Further down, there's Nutt Benchmark, which is 100 feet higher than Mount Nutt. Three more burrows up there. Howdy, fellas. This is the top of the ridgeline. A couple more burrows up there. I just scared those guys off. And I believe that there is going to be Nutt Benchmark, so it'll be the high point of the whole ridge, and I guess the range. Anyways, here's a look back at Mount Nutt, which is going to be on the other side of this ridge line, I guess, out of sight. And quite a barren ridge line. It's just nothing here, you know. Heck yeah, it's a nice view. Woo! So Nutt Benchmark here, 5,210 feet. Should be the highest point in the Black Mountain Range, and the highest point of this segment, and really one of the highest points along this entire route for me. Spirit Mountain was the highest, 5,639. And I really only have, a handful of 5,000 foot peaks along the route. And that's Black Mesa there. Looks pretty far off, but that's where I'm going next. Now I'm going to follow this ridgeline here and work my way down this. This ridgewalk's not all that bad. It's just now it's getting pretty choked with cactus. That's kind of complicating things a little bit. Big stretch. It might look easy to walk in between these cacti. Then you look down at the ground and you see all these cholla balls just sort of mixed in everywhere. And all you got to do is stop on one and then pick one up and then transfer it to the back of your other leg with, you know, because it's stuck to your foot. And that's how you get in trouble with those things. So it's a Nutt benchmark where I came from. Walked my way down this ridge line. And now I'm at the base of peak 4975. Thankfully so far I've got a really good game trail to follow. That means these burrows are coming up and over from the other side somewhere. I'm almost thinking it skirts all the way around it and it goes back to that saddle, which is ultimately where I want to go. And that's like best case scenario for me at this point. Yeah, definitely see a path. Oh man, I hate to speak too soon, but really looks like this one's gonna work out. I've only covered like 6 miles today. It's 1:30. So you just kind of need stuff to work out, you know, so you can cover your miles and get where you need to go. This is so far working out. Feels like the steepest part of the whole traverse around the peak, but there is a path. It's going to take me where I'm going. So I'm up on my ridge line now, and now I just got to follow it this way. So I'm just following this ridge line, and then on the other side of that I'm going to drop down into that canyon, and that's where my cold spring station is. And then on the other side, it's starting to look a little bit closer anyway, that's Black Mesa, and that's all the Warm Springs Wilderness on the other side of the road here that runs through this valley. So I'm almost done with the Mount Nutt Wilderness. Oh man, this ridgeline is just taking forever. Every time I think I'm done with the hard stuff, kind of get slow going again. Oh man, this is just super tedious now. I'm just kind of done with this ridgeline. So now I just got to drop down to this saddle. Then I got to take this canyon down out to the road. Now I'm on my little saddle here. I can see what I'm working with coming down. So I got my work cut out for me. I got 2.5 hours until that Cold Spring Station closes. I've already fallen a couple of times. This one's just going to be a slip and slide marathon. Here's another piece of an arrowhead. Missing the bottom half, but this is the point. Definitely an arrowhead. It's pretty cool. Too bad I can't keep it. All right, well, here's the final ridgeline down into Cold Spring Station. Hey, it looks like it's just going to be a kind of a pain the whole way. Some off-trail stuff is easier than others, and this has all been kind of a real pain. What a tedious afternoon, really. Well, just when I thought you know, I was gonna be able to walk this ridge line all the way down. It's a cholla forest. Even if you manage to avoid all this, it's all on the ground. You could just, oh, I've got no choice really but to drop down into this valley now. It's never easy. Down in the wash now. At least I'm going to avoid that cholla forest. And of course the wash itself is going to be a pain. It's going to want to funnel me left or right. And there's the first saguaro cactus I've seen on this whole route. And just like the Joshua tree is like the iconic symbol of the Mojave Desert, the saguaro cactus is basically the symbol of the Sonoran Desert. Grows here and nowhere else. Parts of Arizona down into Baja, Mexico, and that's it. So super cool to see that first one. Couple potholes here with a little water. Yeah, this is ugh. Ooh, yeah, that's a deep one. Yeah, another skeleton here. See a power line pole up there. It's gonna be the end of the Mount Nutt wilderness. And there's a road right up there. That's the road I'm shooting for. All right, made it onto the road. Cold Spring Station just up here. Try not to get run over. Cold Spring Station was a great stop. They don't have a whole lot in terms of food, you know, but they got a little bit of chips, ice cream, sodas, Gatorade, a lot of old historic Route 66 stuff. This is apparently the old Route 66 route, so it's kind of cool to be walking that. And the power is actually off when I arrived. Somebody hit a pole down in Oatman, took out the power for the area. And as I was getting ready to leave, the power came back on. And with the power out, the well wasn't working and I wasn't able to fill up my water bottles. But once the power came back on, the well started working again and was able to fill up with 6 liters of water. So that should be all I need to tackle the entire Black Mesa. Just left the road behind, Route 66. And this dirt road here take me up into the Warm Springs Wilderness. So I really just want to walk another mile or so, find a place to camp, and start tackling that mesa tomorrow.